Hello and welcome to Saroma Shorts. Today, due to the recent surge in interest, we're here to talk about startup finance in the veterinary world. Dan, what do you think the main reasons for that are?
Yeah, so we've had a lot of people reach out to us in terms of setting up a veterinary practice, especially the assistant vet. They see a startup practice as a low entry point for them because they haven't got to buy someone else's goodwill, and really their only costs are the fit out costs for the new site.
Interested in starting up, what would the major considerations be?
Well, they need to have a look at the location, look at the local competition, what's there at the moment. They have to also look at is it visible? Is the site and people see it? Do they know it's there? And has it got easy access? Car parking, on the ground floor. Other points that they'll just need to consider as well. The local residents, is that like pet heavy? Would that suit the type of practice that they're looking to set up in? The other points as well, like the premises, can you use it for veterinary practice? Is the layout right, or can they configure it to work for them? And also the planning. They will need E1 usage for veterinary practice. So if it hasn't got that at the moment, then they'll need to sort of get planning permission to get that converted over to E1 use.
Okay, and how about our side of things, the finance? How can we help vets, and what's the offering from the banks at the moment?
Yeah, so we can help them in a number of ways, really. So to arrange the finance, what they'll need is a business plan. So it doesn't need to be sort of war and peace. They just need to set out the main points so someone can read that and understand what they're doing. We don't tend to write business plans for people, but they can always send them through to us and we can give it a read through and sort of give them any pointers. The cash flow forecasts, we can certainly help with that. So if they've got an accountant who can do it, that's fine. But if they needed us to do that for them, we can do them. And the cash flows we do are sort of not bank approved, but the banks are happy with the format that we put them in. The reason they need a cash flow is because they haven't got a set of accounts. It's not an established business where they can show the trading for the last couple of years. They need to demonstrate, okay, this is what we're going to generate in year 1, year 2, and year 3. So need to get a breakdown of the costs, how much it's going to cost to set it up. So they'll need that breakdown as well. So that's on the business, but then on the personal side as well, we'd also need to see from them some bank statements, their personal sort of income and expenditure, so we get an idea of their costs and what their background assets are, and also a CV. On this as well, they'll need to sort of work in any sort of management experience they have. They may have some and not realise it. So there'll be points in there where they do some staff management. They may already sort of take on extra responsibilities at the practice where they are at the moment. So working that into your CV is useful because you're not just going to be a vet at the new site. You're also going to be an owner and manage people. So it's useful to have that as part of your CV.
And how about the finance? Obviously, we know that startup finance is fairly restrictive. What's the offering out there at the moment?
Yeah, so banks are very happy to look at this sector. They do like the sector, and they can tend to do the finance about 75% of the overall sort of loan to costs that they've got. So yeah, your fit out costs, your build costs. So they'll do about 75% of that. And they will tend to do the lending that's matched to the lease. So if you've got a 15-year lease, they'll tend to do the lending over 15 years.
Okay, and obviously we've got a panel of secondary banks as well, in addition to the big banks, for additional funding and equipment finance, haven't we?
Yeah, so we'll try and get as much lending as possible over the longer term finance, because obviously that will help them in terms of the cash flow of the business going forward. But yeah, sometimes we'll need to sort of put in some extra parts to make sure that the practice is working.
I think it's important to say that over the years, in fact every year, we help numerous clients to start practices up. So please do reach out to either Dan or myself on the below telephone number.